Hello. You won't see a whole lot of me in this video because I want to take you on a photo expose. In Montgomery, Alabama, there exists the National Memorial to Peace and Justice. And it exists to chronicle the terrorism and brutality that was lynching in this country, the humiliation and the segregation that was Jim Crow in this country, and even the current day presumption of guilt for a lot of Black and brown people that exists throughout our society more than we might want to admit. The museum houses a bookstore, a theater, and display space, which is inside and adjacent to the memorial, which is outside. Across 6 acres, you'll find the memorial is representative of lynching that occurred in this country. It contains 800 steel boxes, all about 6 feet long, which represent bodies. But they have stamped into them a state and county where we know lynchings occurred, and not just the state and county, but the individual who was lynched, their name, and the date it happened. As you walk through the memorial space, you are first on the same level as these steel boxes, which are suspended from the roof. But as you move in, around, through, down into the memorial, these steel boxes, representative of bodies, begin to lift away from the floor, slowly at first. When you reach the end of the display, you'll find yourself looking up as they will be 5 to 6 feet above you, and you'll realize that you've just witnessed a lynching in progress. The curators of the National Museum for Peace and Justice went through the length and breadth of Alabama to every county and every place where a lynching occurred to recover earth, soil. They brought this earth back in glass jars, and it is displayed in the interior museum space with the date, the person, and the location of the lynching, all across Alabama. How do we have all of this information, dates, times, people, places? We have it because lynching was an event. We have it because it was in some segment of the population what you did on a Sunday afternoon. Lynching was, for some people, entertainment. There were pictures taken, people posed for pictures in front of the deceased. People weren't always lynched. Sometimes they were burned alive, and relics, and when I say relics, I mean body parts, would be taken as souvenirs. Postcards would be made from the pictures and sent all around. We had such a great time. People would send them to their friends and to their relatives, at least until the post office made that illegal. That's how we have all of the information on who was lynched and where they were lynched. Now, I realize that this subject matter may be a little bit uncomfortable for some. And let me say, except for one picture of a hanging, there is nothing gory or explicit about the photos I want to show you. And if it is uncomfortable for you, I would ask that we all would have the courage to confront this. It seems like in our country today, there is a move afoot to decide and sometimes even legislate what we can actually talk about. The reality, however, is we can never have a better past. All we can do is focus our energies and our efforts in the present so that we can have a better future. But the past must be reckoned with. I don't much like my credit history. but it must be reckoned with anytime I get ready to make a big purchase. James Weldon Johnson said, "Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope was not even born, but had already died. Yet, with a steady beat, have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We have come over a way that with tears have been watered. We have come trudging a path through the blood of the slaughtered." All of this actually happened. And if it is a little bit uncomfortable for you, I would ask that you imagine in your mind a little girl with her family in Alabama, a little girl who went to bed every night absolutely horrified that tonight would be the night that her father would be dragged away from the home and lynched. Or maybe her grandfather, or maybe her uncles or her brother. Imagine your child going to bed not with visions of sugar plums dancing in their heads, but going to bed horrified that tonight would be that night. Imagine your child not going to bed with thoughts of Cinderella and happily ever after, or good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite, but with the horrific reality that this night might be the last night her father, her brother, her uncle would be alive. That is the legacy of lynching in this country. And if I could tell you that that little girl in Alabama was my mother. I hope you learned something from this. Truth be told, we all can. We see here the steel boxes stamped with the county and the state where the lynching occurred, along with the person's name and the date when they were lynched. And as we walk through this memorial, you see the boxes begin to rise from the floor, little by little. As we proceed forward, they get higher and they get higher. Now they are completely above us, and we have witnessed this hanging take place. These boxes are on the outside of the memorial, and they are exact copies of all of those that you just saw hanging from the roof. The idea is that every state and county would come to Montgomery and retrieve and own their part of this legacy. As powerful as the monument is in the daytime, it's even more striking at night. Now we see the earth that's been retrieved from all over Alabama. Every place that was recorded where a person was lynched, their name and the date, along with soil retrieved from that site. The reasons why people's lives were taken from them are almost too much to bear. Until I remember Maya Angelou, out of the huts of history's shame I rise. Up from the past that's rooted in pain I rise. I am a black ocean, leaping and wide. Welling and swelling, I bear in the tide, leaving behind nights of terror and fear. Into the daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. John Lewis's words, his final message here, is just as powerful today as the day it was made. We shall never forget our ancestors and their struggle for freedom and the price that they paid.
If you would like to see more videos like this, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification icon to receive our new releases. If you would like to assist Truth Be Told in our mission to preserve African American history, which is American history, please share this video with your children, family, and friends. Truth be told, you can find Black history anywhere because our history is everywhere.